Hi, I'm Vanessa Montgomery of Astro All-Starz, and I'm here today to talk to you about how the 13th sign is clickbait, to clear up any confusion. So I'm a consulting astrologer full-time. I'm the author of Star Power, here it is, a simple guide to astrology for the modern mystic. Voila. I'm the resident astrologer at Glamour Magazine US with a weekly horoscope column called It's Cosmic, and the resident astrologer at women.com in Australia as well. You can check out my monthly forecast at Astrology University podcast called The Cosmic Eye. It's a good one on Leo at the moment. So let's get to it. Why the 13th sign is clickbait. So I have got a little presentation I've made for you today. We're sharing the screen. Here we go. Just make sure that's sharing. Oh, here we go. Okay. So there are 12 signs in astrology, and there will only ever be 12 signs in astrology. 13 signs is clickbait. We could end right there. But we'll go through it if you want more information on what this is all about. So actually there are 88 constellations in the sky. So saying there's a 13th new constellation or sign, that's like saying there's 88. So the constellation in question is called Ophiuchus. It's also known as the snake bearer and serpents. So it's a constellation that dips its toe in between Sagittarius and Scorpio. It's not new. Astronomers, they were the same thing, have drawn it in maps for like thousands of years. And before it had these names, it had something else. There was a different combination. Those stars have always been there. And as you can see from this old image, there's a lot of other ones as well. There's Lyra, there's other depictions of constellations, in a visual or metaphorical form. This is an old image of all the constellations as stars in the sky. Yeah. So astrology references 12 signs that are inspired by constellations that all sit around in this circle. You can see the picture here in this circle, which is a apparent path that the sun travels from our place on Earth. And I say apparent because obviously the Earth travels around the sun. So the zodiac begins at the vernal point, which is where we begin the zodiac at 0 degrees Aries. And that's where the sun crosses our equator. And Libra, of course, is on the other side. So that marks the first day of spring and the first sign of Aries, and everything kicks off from there. Each 30 degrees is a new sign. So the zodiac signs are not tied to the constellations, as the constellations are not a tidy 30 degrees each. And they appear to move, which is called the precession of the equinoxes. The 12 sign zodiac is based on the apparent path of the sun from our place on Earth, as it moves through 12 segments of the sky divided into 30 degrees each to make a round trip each year of 360 degrees. So that's how we get our sun signs, because that's the sign, that 30 degree of that band that the sun's in at whatever time you're talking about. So that's how you get your sun sign. So here's that visual again. So see, this is the band here of signs that happen, or constellations that happen to fall in this particular band where the sun goes through. It's like a belt. And this is why a horoscope looks like it does. It's like a 2D dimension. And this third one is a little bit more 3D. And you can see the vernal point here where the sun crosses that the equator, or the ecliptic. So you can see here, and then the sun isn't exactly. So that's, of course, why we get summer and winter as well. So the good news is your zodiac sign can never change. You are still the same sign and you always will be. And this clickbait is going to come around again and again. So just ignore it. And isn't it interesting how much of our identity is tied into our sun sign actually? So much so that we have a minor to major identity crisis every time this gets rolled out, I do notice. And the media does roll out the clickbait story of the 13th sign every 6 months to 2 years. It seems to be becoming more frequent the more people are embracing astrology. So it works for the media while revealing the important role astrology does actually play in our lives, even if it's just simply our sun sign. So you never get fooled again. You can learn astrology with my book, Star Power, A Simple Guide to Astrology for the Modern Mystic. And it takes you through all the basics, the planets, the signs, the houses, which is the area of life, say the sun falls in for you, and the aspects the planets make. So you'll be reading charts before you know it. And as a note, I'll talk a bit more about this because it really made me realize, having looked up quite a few of these stories to see what their take on this was, most of the ones I looked up, A, they hadn't even consulted an astrologer. B, a lot of them were just saying, this is your new sign, like just making things up. This is your new sign based on the 13th sign. Yes, there's a 13th sign. And I just felt really creating confusion, clearly not interested in any actual news, information, answers, or solutions, because it's so easily Googled online. Like you can find those images. It's a very simple concept. Journalists are smart people, so, and a lot of these news places and media outlets, they've done the same story so many times. It's just, it works, it gets attention, and it's being, what's the word for that? It's just really being wrung out, So I think if the news stories that told you there's a 13th sign invests in inventing news about astrology, what else are those publications inventing to drive confusion? So kudos goes to the publications that have bothered to give you the truth about these things. And it's really easy to see the difference. And there was very few of them as far as I saw. And I only saw one thing where an actual astrologer was consulted, someone in Melbourne in Victoria. So it's a hoax and clickbait. It gets attention. It reveals actually there's, we do identify with our zodiac sign. And, so that was great news to me personally. I was like, yes, validation. And, but it's also caused a bit more chaos and confusion. And I think there's so much of that at the moment anyway, playing on people already feeling a little anxious and unsure is not an investment in society or contributing in any way. So I hope that clears things up. Please feel free to share this or direct it to whoever is freaking about their sign. And thank you so much. This has been Vanessa Montgomery from Astro All-Starz. I'll come back to my screen. And stay cosmic and come and catch my monthly forecast, or you can also get a booking with me because I'm a consulting astrologer at AstroAllStars. There you go, .com. Or come say hi on Instagram. I'm pretty active there. All right. Oh, I'll end now. Bye for now.